Hi, hello, I'm Anya, and I still haven't figured out how to make an intro that doesn't make it sound like I am trying to sell you a new phone plan. Today, we are here to make what is actually my least favorite content on BookTube, and that is a book haul. Why is it my least favorite? Because I am a poor. I don't have money to spend on all the new books, but I want them. I want them so badly. However, what I do have is a great local used bookstore. And so this post, blog, whatever it is actually a celebration of used books. I read one time that the majority of books that are published are only read one time and then they are pulped. That is such a waste. That is such a tragic use of materials and resources in this dying, sad, scorched earth that we live on. I feel really strongly about reusing and repurposing things, so I try to buy most of my books used. I don't always succeed, and as you can see, I love a knickknack, but man, buy used books. Try to continue the book life cycle. Try to keep those books from being just one and dones. I feel like I should be like, trees died for this. But I'm tired. Trees did die for these. Support used books. God, let's keep going. Let's go on with the book haul. So first we have The Possession of Alma Diaz. Do I own Vampires of El Norte? Yes. Have I read it yet? No. But this one is Possession. I love a possession horror novel. I also read the first chapter of it while sitting on the floor at the bookstore, and it was a banger. The camera just shook. You know why? Excuse me, one moment. The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. Should I have read this before? Hell yes, I should have read this. This has everything I dream of. This has eaten eyeballs. This has destroying men. This has the most beautiful sprayed edge that I have ever seen in my life. But I have not read it because I've been in a 2-year-long reading slump. I can't wait to get started on this one. We have Latvona. I do not know much about this book, other than that it is set in medieval times in a fictional city, and it apparently has a gross scene also involving eyeballs. Hey, that's my theme. It's eyeballs. Good for me. I'm trying so hard. Hey, the camera's tilted. Y'all, I'm trying so hard to be a weirdo. I'm trying so hard to be one of the weird girlies, and it's just not working. I want to be aesthetic. I want to understand weird literature, but I don't. I just love my horror books and my reading rut, and that's just how I live. But I'm going to give this one a try. Why did I pick this one instead of all the other Ottessa Moshfegh books that sounded she's published? Because they all sounded boring. I don't think I was cut out for this. Next, we have a book that maybe only I am excited about, and that is the 50th anniversary release of The Rats by James Herbert. This is about rats, and they are going to eat people. They are going to eat your family. This is a horror classic. This is vintage. This is not a vintage edition, but this is vintage horror. I love old pulpy horror. Like, I am so excited for this. I've wanted to read it for years. I cannot wait. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. What the fuck is this doing here? It's here because I had this idea that I could do a vlog where I revisited my old DNFs, and I DNF'd this because I thought it was boring. But since then, I've read Atmosphere and I really loved it. Did I only love Atmosphere because it was gay? I don't know. We're going to find out. Also, I had a lot of trade credit. I had like $80 worth of trade credit and I was determined to use it. The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. This, I have heard, has nuns and cannibalism and lesbians, and I love all of those things. I am going to read the hell out of this. Also, I loved The Luminous Dead by this author. I feel like sometimes I am the only one, but I thought The Luminous Dead was so creepy and so weird, and that the atmosphere was so oppressive and smothering and dark, and the relationship was so toxic. It had everything I loved in it. What was the other book I read by her? I read The Death of Jane Lawrence and I hated it, but maybe I hated it because it wasn't gay. We'll find out. Cujo. I am a massive Stephen King fan. Massive, but I haven't read every Stephen King book. There's too many of them. I've been in too much of a reading slump. I came into Stephen King too late. I have not read Cujo. I do want to read it. I read the sequel to it that was published in You Like It Darker. I thought that was great. Rattlesnakes, I think it was called. I thought that was a great short story. So creepy. Just ominous and creeping dread. It reminded me of Doomakey, which is another Stephen King book that I don't see a lot of people reading, but I thought Doomakey was fantastic, one of his best works. Root Rot by Saskia Nislo. I'm sorry if I butchered their name. I already read this. I didn't like it. This should teach me a lesson about capitalism and using consumerism to cure my depression. Hammers on Bone by Cassandra Khaw. So I feel like a lot of the time that I am the only person who liked Nothing But Blackened Teeth, but I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was creepy. I thought the secondary story going on there was tragic. I thought it was a beautiful, stunning book. I was not surprised when I saw that it had been edited by Ellen Datlow because I tend to really love Datlow's editing. Since then, I have read their other book, which is behind me on the shelf, but I'm blanking on the name of it. But it's the one with mermaids and plague doctors. So good. Just stunning. So Hammers on Bone. This is short. It's a novella, but this is Lovecraftian noir, and I'm really looking forward to seeing their take on it. House of Beth. I don't know a ton about this book, but I'm hoping for creepy ghost vibes. I have seen this one floating around on social media. In case you're wondering, like a couple weeks ago, I started a Bookstagram just to try and meet people and surround myself with readers. And it's actually really been helping my reading slump, just being surrounded by people and following people who are super enthusiastic about books. So I've seen this one pop up. I saw this one pop up on a rec list by probably the one other person out there who also loves Nothing But Blackened Teeth. And I immediately slammed this onto my TBR. And then I saw it at the used bookstore and I was like, hello, baby, you're going home with me. Oh, it's a stunner though, that cover, right? Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews. So I have a complicated relationship with C.G. Drews. I actually DNF'd Don't Let the Forest In / skim read to the ending, but it wasn't because I disliked the writing. It was because I disliked the tropes that the story used. I'm not a big fan of boarding school stories. I'm not a big fan of some of the spoilery tropes that the book was using. But I read their newest book, You Did Nothing Wrong, which is their adult debut, and I thought it was phenomenal. If you love domestic thrillers mixed up with haunted houses, if you love psychological suspense, that book is cracking. That book is a banger. It is, I could not put it down. I sped through that book. It was so good. And I was like, Well, what else have they released that I can devour? Let's find out. Did you hear that? Did you hear that ominous crashing noise? It was a cat. It was a cat who wanted to knock over all the laundry supplies in one go. He is a good cat. He is my baby, but he is also a little troublemaker who knows exactly when I'm trying to do something. Lucifer Morningstar, everybody. Anyway, that brings us to the last book of the book unhaul, which is on the other side of me now because I put it down over here when I was running to figure out what that crashing noise and if my fuzzy son was injured or harmed. And that is Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Pretty edges. Look at that. Look at that. I love the idea, the premise of this book. I should have read it before now, but again, 2-year reading slump, clinical depression, this adds, haven't read this yet. 2 grad students descend to hell to save their mentor so they don't fail their courses. I love that premise. I have been mildly spoiled for it, and there's a content warning that I'm mildly worried about, but I was so intrigued by the premise of this book that I'm going to give it a shot anyway. Anyway, that's my book haul. Capitalism has convinced me that consumerism can cure my depression. I don't think so, but you can't see it, but the cat just ran by with what I think was my Kindle in his mouth, and I'm gonna have to go save it before I wrap this up. I'm back. I don't know why I finger gunned. I've never done that before in my life, and I feel super awkward about it. You never really know who you are until you start filming yourself on camera. Anyway, this has been my book haul. Is it going to cure my depression? No, nothing can cure my depression except to keep taking my antidepressants and to try and surround myself with community and to do the things that used to interest me and that I used to love and that used to spark joy. Not to get all Marie Kondo on you. I got to wrap up this video. I got to go play with the cat. It's that time. But I love you all. Thank you for watching this video. And I hope you have a great day. And if you didn't like this video, I hope you find content that you do enjoy. But if you did, maybe you could like and subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye.